If you intend to immigrate to Canada, you have probably heard about settlement funds. You've heard that for some methods of immigration, you need to show some money in your bank account to be able to apply for immigration to Canada. Or for example, if you're sponsoring a family member, then you need to show enough income in previous years according to your notice of assessment to sponsor your family members. The government of Canada uses a tool called LICO to calculate the amount of money you need for sponsoring your family members or for your settlement funds. LICO stands for Low Income Cutoff. It is actually the poverty line in Canada, and for the purpose of immigration, the government of Canada always uses the urban LICO. In fact, Statistics Canada publishes a report every year about LICO, and the immigration authorities use that report to update the LICO table. Why LICO table? Because depending on the household number, then the amount that you need is different. For example, if you look at the table behind me, you see that LICO 2020 shows that for one person, the LICO for 12 months is $25,920. This means that if you are a single person and no family members, no dependent family members, then you need to make more than $25,920 per year to be above the poverty line or low income cutoff. Now, what about immigration? It depends on the method of immigration that you choose. For example, for Federal Skilled Worker Program, which is a subsidiary of the Express Entry System, or Federal Skilled Trades Program, which is again another subsidiary of Express Entry, if you do not have a valid job offer to Canada, then you need to calculate a 6 months LICO and have access to unencumbered funds. This means that you need to have enough money in your bank account to cover at least 6 months of your expenses and your dependent family members' expenses in Canada. So let's say you are a family of 3. Again, if you look at the table, you see that for that family, we need $19,836 for year 2020. What about sponsorship applications? If you're sponsoring your spouse or your dependent child, you normally do not need to show income. There is no minimum necessary income. If you're sponsoring a family member other than your parents or grandparents or children or a spouse or common law partner, then you need to calculate LICO for 12 months. And the sponsor needs to show that they have an income equivalent to 12-month LICO in the past year. So for example, in this situation, if you are a family of 2 and you're sponsoring 2 other people, then you become 4 people, and the amount of income that you need to show for the previous year based on the existing LICO table would be for 4 persons, that is $48,166. In terms of sponsoring parents and grandparents, we cannot just rely on LICO. We need to calculate minimum necessary income, which is 30% above LICO. And also, we need to calculate that for the past 3 years. Keep that in mind that other methods of immigration could also use LICO table. And also, Statistics Canada updates the LICO table every year, and therefore these figures will change. If you need more information about LICO, just click the link below. I have an article with the actual LICO table and more explanation about what LICO is and how you can potentially use it.